video for you. This time we're using the Pilates ring. I know quite a few of you have got them at home already. If you don't have one, you can get them off of the Decathlon website. They're about £8–9. If you need the link, just let me know. So again, with the other videos, we're going to assume that you've done your breathing already. You've then engaged your tummy. You've added in the engagement of your pelvic floor. And then you've done your rocking of the pelvis backwards and forwards just to release any tension in that lower back and get it moving. So we're going to start with the ring. So we're going to come onto your backs. So we're going to reach knees and feet hip distance apart. And we're going to hold on to the ring, one side, either side of your palms. Your hands are therefore facing towards each other and your fingers are nice and long. We're going to take an inhale, reach the circle up as high as it can go. And exhale, we're going to squeeze those shoulder blades completely down towards the mat without moving your lower back. So on the inhale, we reach up as high as we can. And on the exhale, we're pulling back past the middle way and all the way back. So we don't want the ribs to lift and we don't want your lower back to lift. So we're inhale, reaching all the way up. And exhale, squeezing back. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, squeezing those shoulders back. 2 more of these. So we just get those shoulder blades working. And last one. And then keep your arms long. We're going to imprint your lower back. So this is where we've got that little curve in your lower back. We're going to take an inhale. Exhale, we're going to bring that lower back down towards the mat and we're going to hold it there throughout the exercise. Take an inhale. Exhale, right leg comes up to tabletop. Take an inhale there. Exhale, other leg comes to join it. Holding the ring up above your head, we're going to take an inhale. On the exhale, tapping your right leg down to touch the mat. Don't let that lower back move. Inhale, straight back up. Exhale, tapping down. Inhale, back up. 1 more each side. And last one. Then we're going to add in the arms. So if you feel comfortable with this exercise, we're now going to add in the arms dropping behind. So as the right leg taps down, your arms drop behind. And then straight back up, arm and leg. Just tapping down. And back up. Throughout this exercise, that lower back is staying in imprint. That lower back is down towards the mat. We're exhaling on the tap down. Inhale to come back up. And just 1 more each side. And last one. And then right leg comes down and left leg joins it and bend your arms back down. We're going to bring the circle back up above the head. Feet and knees are hip distance apart. You can bring your feet a little bit closer to your bottom if you find that easier to roll through your back, and remove a head pad if you have one. Going to take an inhale here. Exhale, bring that lower back down towards the mat, and then we're going to carry on peeling it all the way up to the top. We're going to inhale, hold that position there. Exhale, without lifting the ribs, drop those arms behind. Inhale, bring them back up, keeping the hips where they are. And exhale, roll your back all the way down to the mat, rolling through every little bit of your spine. Inhale at the bottom. Exhale, tuck your pelvis towards you, and we're peeling that back off as we lift the hips up. As you inhale, keep those hips where they are, squeeze the bottom. Exhale, without lifting your ribs, drop your arms behind you. Inhale, come straight back up. And exhale, roll it back down nice and slow and steady. We'll go 1 more of these. So inhale, exhale, tuck, and peel that back off as you lift all the way up. Inhale, hold. Exhale, drop those arms behind you, keeping those ribs down. Inhale, straight back up, keeping those hips where they are. And exhale, roll nice and slow and steady all the way through your back. Bend your arms in. Make sure your knees and your feet are hip distance apart. You can pop a head pad back in if you have one. And the arms are going to come back up above your head. Hands are still either side of the pad. And then we're just dropping the arms a little bit behind you, but keeping your ribs down. So we're going to go into your ab prep. So inhale, little head nod. Arms are coming up to the ceiling. Exhale, coming up to see your knees, and your circle comes just down towards your knees. Take an inhale, hold there. And exhale, roll everything back down and bring the circle just a little bit behind you. Inhale, circle to the ceiling, nodding the head. Exhale, come up to see your knees. Inhale, hold there. And exhale, nice and slow, roll it back down. Inhale, hands come up, nod the head. And roll it all the way up. Inhale, hold. And exhale, roll nice and steady all the way back down. 2 more. Inhale, nod the head, arms come up. Exhale, come and see your knees. Inhale, hold there. And exhale, roll it back down. Nice and slow. Last one. Inhale, hands to the ceiling, nod the head. Exhale, lift up. Inhale, we're going to hold. Exhale, we're going to hold. Try and reach that circle to the corner of the room. And then exhale, roll it back down nice and slow. And bend your arms back in. We're now coming onto your tummies, so we're going to have the circle behind us. So just lay it on the back of your legs as you get in position. So if you suffer with lower back problems, keep your legs hip width apart. If not, have them together and squeeze your heels together. So you're going to be holding onto the circle, one hand on either side of the pad, and your arms are long. You're just hovering your nose off the mat ever so slightly, and your shoulders are relaxed over. You're going to imagine an arc draping under your tummy, and you don't want it to melt. So we're going to engage that tummy ever so slightly so that you're just lifting it slightly up off the mat. So shoulders completely relaxed over, nose at that hover. Inhale, draw those shoulders back. Exhale, we're just lifting that circle a teeny bit up off the legs, and we're lengthening it away towards your toes. Take an inhale at the top, squeeze your legs together, reach the circle further away. And exhale, relax everything over, relax those shoulders. Inhale, draw those shoulders back. Exhale, lift up to a little hover, squeeze those legs, reach the toes away, reach the circle away, but don't lift it up too high. And relax it back over. Inhale, draw those shoulders back. Exhale, lift up to a little hover and squeeze and lengthen, lengthen, lengthen at the top. And all the way back over. One more. Inhale, shoulders draw back. Exhale, lift up, reach, reach, reach that circle away. Squeeze those legs together, reach the toes away. And relax everything back over. And push yourself back onto your heels. And stretch it out the other way. And then really roll it back up. And we're going to come up to sitting. So turning around. Feet are hip distance apart, knees are hip distance apart. If you need to sit up on something higher to make this comfortable, then just grab a little chair, a little stool or a cushion to sit on. Circle is straight out in front of you, holding it in between your hands, and make sure that by having the circle out in front of you, you're not lifting your shoulders up. So make sure your shoulders are down, hands are straight out in front. Take an inhale here. Exhale, we scoop that tummy, but as we scoop back, we're going to squeeze that circle just a little bit to get those arms working. Keeping that tummy scooped, we're going to inhale, rock back forward and release the pressure on the circle. Exhale, squeeze back and pull, 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 pull that tummy as much as you can, squeezing that circle. Inhale, release it back forward, release the circle. Exhale, pull back and squeeze. You should feel that on the inside of your arms up the top. And release. 2 more of these. Exhale, scoop back, pull and squeeze. Inhale, release. Last one. Squeeze and scoop and pull back. And release it there. Legs are going to come long. So pop yourself off of a cushion if you're on one. Arms are long out in front. And we're going to try and reach the circle towards the toes. Take an inhale there. Exhale, bring the circle all the way along the legs. Keeping it nice and low, keep that tummy scooped, keep those shoulders down, keep the heels reaching away, and we're going to roll nice and slow all the way down to the mat and bring the circle up above your eye line. If you need to and you can't do the full roll up, just use your elbows to come back up. If not, we're going to do the full roll up. So we're going to take an inhale, drop the circle down towards your leg, nod your head, start to roll. Exhale, scoop that tummy. And we're going to bring the circle nice and low and then reach it past your toes if you can, keeping the circle low, keeping the shoulders relaxed and down. Scoop that tummy, pull it back, and exhale, nice and slow, roll it down all the way to the mat. Circle doesn't go any further back than your eye line. Take an inhale, drop the circle down, and exhale, roll nice and slow and steady, so try not to jerk your back as you're coming up. And then nice and slow and steady, keep those shoulders down, scoop that tummy, and roll nice and slow all the way down to the mat, and finish the exercise there. Going to bring the circle in between your knees. So bend your knees, pop the circle in between, so it's quite high up, don't want it too down low, and then your feet are going to come the same distance apart as what your knees are. Arms are down by your side and your shoulders are relaxed. Going to make sure that we don't move our lower back at all. That little pocket of air underneath your lower back isn't going to change throughout. Take an inhale here. Exhale, engage that tummy, and we're going to squeeze those knees together. Inhale and release. Exhale, tummy and pelvic floor as we squeeze. Inhale, release it there. Exhale and squeeze. Inhale, release, 2 more, squeeze it there. And release, last one. And release, grab the circle like we do in class. It's going to come over the knees this time, so it's again really high up. And then feet are same distance apart as your knees. Make sure your shoulders are still relaxed. And make sure again your lower back doesn't move. Opening the knees this time, so take an inhale first. And exhale, open the knees to the side. Inhale and release. Exhale and open. Inhale, release. Exhale, open the knees. Inhale, release. Exhale, tummy, pelvic floor as you open. And release. Same again, 2 more. And release, last one. And release. Grab hold of your circle. Keep your feet and your knees hip distance apart. And bring the circle up above your eye line again. So the circle's in between the palm of your hands, and then just use your thumbs to rest gently against the pads. So we're going to come up to either side of the knee, but make sure you don't come too wide. So inhale, little head nod. Exhale, coming up to just to the side of your knee. Inhale, roll it back down. Exhale, over to the other side. And inhale back. Exhale, reach the other way. And back down. Exhale, reach and over. And lower back down. Exhale, lift it up. Inhale, lower down. Try and keep nice and steady across those hips. 1 more each side. And last one. And lower down. And then just relax your arms down. So we're going to do the 1 leg circles. So the circle is going to come back up above your head. Take an inhale. Exhale, your right leg is going to come up to tabletop. So we're going to do the circles both directions, so either way first. We're going to inhale, start the circle, and exhale back round. The main thing is we don't want this opposite hip to move, so we're doing only the size of the circles that you can maintain that nice steady connection across those hips and nothing else moves. So we don't want any rotation across those hips. So we inhale for half a circle, exhale for the other half, and then we're going to reverse the direction of the circle. So inhale for half, and exhale for half. Maintaining tabletop throughout. And 2 more that way. And then hold it there. And pop that foot down. Make sure that that foot comes down and it's still in line with your hips, so don't come too wide or too close. Take an inhale. Exhale, the left leg comes up to tabletop. And same again, either direction. So inhale for half a circle. Exhale for the other half. Again, watch what that opposite hip's doing. and exhale round. If by coming out too far that hip follows, just make the circle a little bit smaller. And one more, and then we'll reverse in the direction of the circle. So inhale for half, and exhale for half. So keep the circle nice and smooth, nice and slow, in line with your breathing. And hold up after this circle, and then lower the leg back down. And relax your arms. You're going to come onto your side. So the circle stands up on its end, and you're going to pop your bottom leg through the bottom, rest it on the lower pad, and then you're going to bring your body down. And the main thing is you want to be in a nice straight line. Your top leg is going to rest on top of the top pad. Front arm for support, just make sure your shoulder's not up by your ear. Going to take an inhale. Exhale, squeeze the circle down, engage your tummy pelvic floor. Inhale, release. Exhale and squeeze. Inhale, release. Exhale and squeeze. Inhale, release. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale, release. Two more, squeeze. And release. Last one, squeeze it there. And release. Bend that leg in. And bring it up to the top of the circle. Take an inhale. Exhale, we're lifting this time. Inhale, release. Exhale, we lift. Inhale, release. Exhale, we lift. Inhale, release. Two more, lift it there. And release. Last one, lift it there. And release. Bring the circle, your leg back on top of the circle and hold it there. So this time we're going to circle in front of the circle and then behind the circle. So the main thing is you want to keep your top half of the body nice and steady. So just bring that foot a little bit up off the circle. Going to inhale, bring the foot round, just trace in the direction of that circle. And then exhale, bring it back up. Inhale, we're going back. And exhale, back up. Inhale, we go forward. And back to the top. So watch that you're not using your lower back, so keep the top half of the body nice and steady. One more each side. Inhale, forward. Exhale, back to the top. Inhale, reaching behind. And exhale, back to the top. Lower that leg down. And we're going to switch it to the other side. So circle goes down on the mat. Or the leg through it. And then lower yourself down onto the mat. Top arm for support. Watch that shoulder. And then that top leg comes on top of the top pad. Just watch again that you're not lifting that top shoulder. Have it relaxed, and we're just using that top arm for support, not putting too much weight on it. So make sure you're in a nice straight line. Taking an inhale there. Exhale, squeeze that circle down. Inhale, release. Exhale, we squeeze. Inhale, release. Exhale, squeeze it down. Inhale, release. Watch that shoulder doesn't lift. And release. Two more. Squeeze it there. And release. Last one. Squeeze. And release. Bend that top leg in. Pop it through the circle. And then up to the top pad, so it's just on your ankle. Take an inhale there. Exhale, we lift this time. Inhale, release. So the circle's not going to move much. Exhale, we lift. And release. But you should feel your whole leg working. And release. And we lift it up. And release. Two more. And release. Last one. And release. Bend that leg in and pop it on the top of the circle. So again, we're going to trace the direction of the circle backwards and forwards, keeping the top half of the body nice and steady. So we're going to inhale, drop the leg forwards. Exhale, back to the top. Inhale to the back. exhale back, inhale and forward, exhale back, inhale to the back, and then back to the middle. One more each side, and to the top, last one, and back up, bend the leg, pop it down, and then just grab hold of your circle, and we're going to come up to sitting. So legs are going to come out straight in front of you, legs are together. If you need to sit up higher, just to get that angle right in your back, so what we don't want to be is here, we want to be able to sit up nice and tall, so if you need to sit up a little bit higher, do so. Legs are together, toes are up to the ceiling, and the circle is nearly touching you, so it's only a tiny bit away from you. Hands are flat on the circle, and your elbows are out to the side. Make sure you're not lifting your shoulders. Going to take an inhale here. Exhale, we're going to squeeze the circle, engage the tummy, and we're going to twist around just a little bit to the side, and then inhale, come back to the middle. What we want to make sure is as we're going round, we're not bringing the circle further than our body. Take an inhale. Exhale, squeeze into your left. Inhale, back to the middle and release. Watch your shoulders don't lift as you squeeze. Keep your elbows out to the side. Inhale, release. Exhale, squeeze and twist. Inhale, release. One more each side. Squeeze and twist. Keep those elbows wide. Keep those shoulders down. Last ones. Squeeze and twist. And back to the middle. And relax your arms down. Legs are going to come out wide. The circle's going to sit just in front of you on its end. One pad's on the floor, other pad going to put your hand on top of, and the other hand on top of that. We don't want to have straight arms, we want to have a slight bend in the arms, and the legs are long, can either be flexed or pointed. Take an inhale here. Exhale, engage tummy, pelvic floor as you push down in the circle, and you're going to roll forward. Maintain that pushing on the circle as you inhale. Exhale, the body rolls up. Once you're up, that's when you then release the circle at the top. Take an inhale. Exhale, push down on the circle, tummy, pelvic floor, roll it forward. Take an inhale there. Keep that circle pushed. Roll the body back up. And last of all, release the circle. Take an inhale. Exhale, push down, roll it over. Inhale there. And roll it back up, release the circle at the top. Last one, take an inhale. Exhale, engage tummy, pelvic floor, push down, roll it forward. Inhale, hold at the bottom. Exhale, roll the body back up. And relax the arms. So either stay with your legs to the side, or you can come to cross and just pop your circle to the side. Again, we don't want a straight elbow. Hands on top of the circle, other hand is down by your side. Inhale, hold there. Exhale, push down on the circle and reach that arm up and over your head. And all the way back up. And tummy, pelvic floor as you push down, reach it over. And all the way back up. So we don't want a straight arm, we want to bend that elbow as we go. And all the way over. Switching your circle to the other side. Again, bend elbow, hand resting gently on top, other hand to your side, take an inhale. Exhale, push down on the circle, reach it over. And all the way back up. Two more, reach it over. And back up, last one. Reach it over. And all the way back up. And relax your arm down. So we're coming back to sitting. Again, if you need to sit up on something to bring yourself up a little bit higher, do so. The knees hip distance apart, the feet hip distance apart, the circle's directly out straight in front of you. We're going to do the same as before where we pull back, but this time we're just going to add in a little twist to the side. So take an inhale. Exhale, scoop that tummy, pull it back, and then we're going to twist a little bit round to the side. Inhale, come back up. Make sure those knees don't move. So as you pull back and twist, don't make sure the knees don't come apart or come back together. Exhale, scoot back and twist. Inhale, come back up. Scoot back and twist. And come back up. One more each side. So scoot, pull back. Keep that tummy pulled back as you twist. And last one, pull back and twist. And all the way back up. and then we'll just come back round to sit in. So we're just going to finish up, just moving the shoulders a little bit. So the circle's going to come up above your head and your arms are nice and long. Make sure your shoulders are relaxed to begin with, just holding on to the pads each side of the circle. Inhale, reach the circle up higher, and exhale, just bring your shoulders back to where they started. Inhale, reach the circle up, and exhale, lower down. Inhale, reach it up, and exhale, lower. Last one, lift it up, and lower down, relaxing your arms. Circle comes straight out in front, take an inhale. Exhale, nod the head, engage the tummy, roll it forward. Inhale, hold there, and exhale, roll back up, shoulders come back and down, take an inhale. Exhale, nod, roll it forward. Inhale there, and then roll it back up. Last one, take an inhale, and nod, roll it over. Take an inhale, and roll it back up. Shoulders come back and down, and we are finished. Thanks everybody for watching, and I hope we get to see each other soon. Thanks, bye.